How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and today we are looking at a game that is a great way to start off a game night and can definitely cause some chaos and craziness as you roll a die to see what words you can use to describe a category. Let's take a look at Category Craze by BuddyPal Games. Now, in Category Craze, you and your friends will be going through a category deck and you'll be rolling a die to see what letter you can use for the words associated with that category. And you'll only have a minute to figure out these words. So, for example, in this case, let's flip over this top card. Restaurants and hotels and things associated with them. Now, the first player will roll the die. So in this case, it's cocked. Of course it is. All right, there we go. So I have the letter I. So right now, everybody would have to figure out words that begin with I that can be associated with restaurants and hotels and things associated with them. Now, every player has one reroll that they can use throughout the game. So I'm going to go ahead and use mine. I'll just go ahead and reroll this here. And I have an R. Now there is a star on here. The star is a wild symbol, which if the player rolls that, they can use that for any letter. But now I have to think of R for restaurants and hotels and things associated with them. Now, there are a couple things to keep in mind when you're about ready to do your list. One, you can't use plurals, so you can't say rack and racks. You can't use it because it's the exact same thing. Also, if you misspell, it's perfectly fine as long as it still begins with that letter. But there's also one other rule we'll go into in a minute. But after the letter has been determined for the category, each player will have 1 minute to figure out what words begin with that letter that they could fit into the category. So for example, restaurants and hotels and things associated with them with the letter R. Rallies is a restaurant. I can go ahead and use that. I can use rotary phone because that was in hotels, and some hotels is still there to this very day. But after the minute, I could then go through my list and compare it with everybody else. If I have a word that is unique and it's only on my list, I score 2 points. If I have a word that matches on another list, I score 1 point. But if I come up with a word that I believe should be in this category, but it's not necessarily a thing that you would find, I can argue my case a little bit, but be fun about it, not to be trying to be rules lawyer or anything like that. But you can argue your case to see if you can get the pass. If it does, you score points. If not, don't worry about it. You still had a lot of fun trying to argue your case. So for R, let's say race car. Granted, I know for restaurants and hotels and things associated with them, you might not think of a race car, but I've seen plenty of race cars in the ads for these kind of things. I think they can be involved. And I plead my argument. If it passes, cool. If not, we just carry on, and I'll just try to use race cars some other time. But once everybody is done comparing their list and scoring their points, then the first player will then pass to the left, and play will proceed until everybody has went through and 3 rounds have passed. Once you're done with 3 rounds, players will add up their points, and the player with the most points wins. This is a fast and easy game for any game night, and trust me, when you get rolling, it could definitely be a whole lot of fun in Category Craze by BuddyPal Games. Well, there you have it. That is Category Craze by BuddyPal Games. Now, with this one, it's another great addition to a gaming library to kick off a game night, and it's really simple to learn, really a whole lot of fun, and plus the combinations you can get between the categories you draw and then the letter you roll, it's never going to feel like the same game. You can roll like things you find in the kitchen. One time you can roll a C, and then you can only use words that start with the letter C for things you find in the kitchen. So like cork, corkscrew, things of that nature. But the next game you might roll a P, and then you have to figure out, okay, pans, pots, and then anything else that you can think of within a minute to be able to find in a kitchen that starts with the letter P. So it's a different game every time you play it, but all in all, the important thing is that's a whole lot of fun, and it's a great way to kick off a game night. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, it's fast, and it's another great addition from the BuddyPal Games library to our library here at House Hedge Gaming. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know that House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs. And thanks again to BuddyPal Games, who not only gave us this copy to review, but also the word rally game that we used in a previous video. But thank you all once again for checking out this video. Until next time, stay safe and take care, my friends.